Welcome to Lead with Confidence. I'm JP Warren. Every episode, we take a theme from our Monday morning leadership call and apply it to real life scenarios so you can build your confidence, crush your imposter syndrome, and step into the leader you actually want to be. Short, real, and straight to the point. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Lead with Confidence. I'm your host, JP Warren. Now, I originally had something that I kind of wanted to put a bow on the past previous episodes we've had where we were covering over small talk, networking, following up. However, there's something that's actually kind of risen to the surface over the past kind of 2-3 weeks that I've kind of had very similar conversations with a lot of people. I just think it's something that I feel compelled to bring up today, and it's all about getting out of your own way. For those of you that are joining us that have heard a couple episodes before, welcome back. We love having you here. And if you are new discovering this, what this is, these are just short 10-minute frameworks for you to help your soft skills development to help you in your personal and professional career, because soft skills are 85% of our career success. And if you are a returning person who has listened to this podcast, I know you're going to get tired of that statistic, but I just find it very fascinating, okay? One of the things that keeps popping up, actually, I'm going to say this too. In the meantime, if you have 15 seconds, go over, leave a review. I love the reviews. I love seeing where people are listening from. It just encourages me, inspires me to keep this going. And again, I'm not an expert at soft skills. These are skill sets that need to be studied, learned, practiced, and mastered, just like any skill in life. So I often have a lot of filler words. But again, I am learning this just like we're all learning out there. We can always do better. We can always improve. All right. And that's what we're talking about today, is getting out of your own way. So the reason why this kind of came up is, I was working with a student, right? And she said, once this is in line, then I'll start building out my LinkedIn network. I see professionals. Oh, once I have, this in line, my ducks are in a row, then I'm going to start doing this. On a personal side, talking about jujitsu, I'm talking about my buddies about jujitsu. It's like, oh, that sounds so fun. But once I'm in shape, then I'm going to step on the mat and start doing jujitsu. There's always, so what is that? So you're hearing a common theme right now. It's always, once X is in place, then I can take action, right? Once I have my ducks in a row, then I can start moving forward. But the thing is though, when it comes to skill sets, whether it's, I often equate this, like if you have an opportunity to play golf with your boss, right? You're going to practice. You're going to probably take some lessons. You're going to buy some clubs. You're going to start working on your swing, right? You're going to practice your swing. However, once it comes to like our soft skills, like the networking side of space or like the presentation skill sets we need, we often wait for that moment. And then we're like, you know what? I have my presentation. That's my safety blanket. I'm just going to go in there and do it, right? But it's a skill set. We have to practice our skill set. So how do we actually get out of our own way and stop making excuses? And whether we subconsciously make excuses or we say, once this is in line, then I'll do this, which is a common excuse that I hear. Anyone from executives to sales teams to students, I wanted to help you get out of your own way today and not wait for your ducks to be in a row. Because at the end of the day, your ducks are never going to be in a row. Okay. It's never the perfect time, right? People are like, oh, once I have my house or my job or this promotion, then I'm going to start, then I'll have a kid. Or once, this happens, then I'm going to take action. Let's stop that, right? Let's start taking action today so you can actually start leveling up your life today, right? Just like a network, right? Just like your network for your professional career. You don't wait till you need a network, right? It's like a garden. You don't wait till you're famished, starving, and just like starving for nutrients to plant a garden. You do that when you have the time, energy, and effort. And you listening to these podcasts, you actually started your journey. So let's buckle up and actually do more than just listen. Let's take some action, okay? So skill sets, studied, learned, practiced, and mastered. As someone who teaches soft skills, I am constantly learning my presentation skills, my public speaking skills, my ability to do podcasts, right? Every time I listen back on this, I cringe because I hear myself use filler words and I say, okay, does that make sense? Or, all right. Or as I said before, so I use filler words so I can still work on my skill sets, but that's why I'm doing this. I'm putting myself out there. I'm getting uncomfortable and I'm being okay with the result, okay? Because it's only going to get better. If I look back on the podcast I did 5 years ago, they were vastly different than my approach and confidence in what I'm communicating right now. Even before I filmed this, I said, JP, I did a couple takes of this and I said, oh my gosh, I'm speaking too fast. I get nervous. My heart starts racing. Slow it down. So again, I just did it right there. These are skill sets we can learn, practice, and master. So how do we actually get out of our way? How do we move forward? How do we actually take action? Let's dive into that today. So the first thing that we have to do is let's figure out the why. So if you have a goal, a task, an action that you want to do, like let's say it's take a course, or let's say it's sign up for a team, an intramural team, or jujitsu, or whatever it is, right? You understand your why, right? A lot of times people think that, well, I'm gonna get an MBA. Well, why are you getting an MBA, right? Like, I mean, a lot of people in professional careers, they feel stalled out, and they're thinking that's the natural step to get an MBA because they think they want this. So number one, figure out your why. Why do you want to take this action? Why do you want to step on the mat in jujitsu? Why do you actually want to take this course and devote time, energy, and effort away from your family to improve yourself? Understand your why and make that why relevant to you, right? Not for other people, because that's going to diminish, that's going to stop our motivation. Make the why personal, all right? Why are you doing this? What's the 5-year future you going to say to yourself today? That's kind of a good understanding, right? So number one, understand your why. What are the right reasons for this, okay? The second thing I ask you to do is commit to something, right? Again, I'm going to use jujitsu because I just got back into it after 4 months being off, but commit to it. A lot of times, like, for example, like if it's a jujitsu or if it's a presentation thing, we hate being uncomfortable. We hate stepping up to the plate for the first time, right? We get very uncomfortable and we walk away and our nerves are shattered. We got the adrenaline dump and we're just like, I don't want to do that again. That was too uncomfortable. But what happens if you step back up to the plate and do the same thing? It's going to be a lot more easy, a lot more confident walking up. So one example is I did a jujitsu competition as a white belt. And my first competition, I was very in my head and I had the feeling of my heart was pounding, my heart was racing, I had a shortness of breath, and I was so nervous, and I had something that's called an adrenaline dump, right? And that was miserable. I hated it. I hated competing, okay? However, I actually signed up for the next competition. Why did I do that? Because number one, I hated it. I was uncomfortable. And I know that the only way to be better at anything in life, and this wasn't just jujitsu, but anything, is like show up anyway, right? Show up anyway, even though the nerves are there. So when I got there, I actually started practicing what I preached. So I started actually watching I worked on my breath work and my mindset more than I worked on my jujitsu skills. So before stepping on the mat, I practiced the box breathing technique. I practiced visualization. Not winning, I practiced visualization of feeling good that I actually stepped on the mat regardless of the result, okay? And actually, when I stepped on the mat the second time for my second competition, I was much more calm. It was a weird kind of like polar opposites, my second competition versus my first competition. I was calm. And then when I felt myself kind of start getting amped up, the adrenaline started going up, I slowed down a little bit, okay? So you have to commit to being uncomfortable. So whether it's a workout routine, whether it's the couch to 5K, whether it's presentation skills, whether it's leading a team meeting, and you just hate the first experience, commit to showing up. Commit to leaning in that uncomfortable feeling, because that's what builds confidence, okay? The confidence is not knowing how to execute everything properly. It's being okay and showing up and just kind of being okay with the result, okay? The third thing is the third thing is change the stories that we're telling ourselves, right? So, for example, again, I'm bringing up jujitsu because it's the easiest parallel with this, because number one, it's not me, right? I've never been in a fight before. Physical altercations is not really my thing, right? I'm a germaphobe, having guys sweat on me and touching people's feet. That's not me, right? However, not however, when I stopped telling myself that wasn't me, or I'm not this person, I'm not that guy, like, oh, you shouldn't be there, right? That's a subconscious voice telling ourselves the same stories that's actually not true. Once I stopped telling myself the story that wasn't me and said, man, maybe it is me. Maybe I do enjoy this. Maybe I do enjoy this new challenge or this new hobby that I have, right? So again, changing the stories that we have, saying that, hey, it's not me, to maybe it is me, right? Maybe I will enjoy this, okay? The fourth thing you can do at the end of the day, analysis paralysis will stop you in your tracks. Just do it. Take action and sign up for that first class. Take action and sign up for that course. Take action and invest in that training that you want to. So it is taking action. You'll figure out your schedule later. You'll figure out all that stuff later, but you have to take action today. If not, it's going to be, I'll take action once this stuff, once I get everything in line with my job, or once I get my ducks in a row over here, then I'll take action, right? Just take action. Show up. Even if you don't want to, even if it's busy, even if it's a long day, show up anyway, okay? And the fifth thing that I think is often missed is congratulate yourself. You just stepped on the mat. You just took that course. You just sat through an hour of a training that it isn't really required for your role, but you want to better yourselves. So congratulate yourself. Celebrate your success, okay? Again, here's how we're going to walk through. Here's how we're going to get out of our own way. Here's how we're going to get out of our rut. Number one, understand your why. Why are you doing this? Make it personal, okay? Number two, commit to something. All right, just commit to it. You're going to do it. You're not going to wait for the right time, but you're just going to do it. Number three, take action. Number four, understand that the stories that we tell ourselves, though, maybe this isn't me, or, oh, I'm not this person. Change the stories we're telling ourselves. And the final thing is celebrate your own success. So thank you for tuning out there. Thank you for tuning in from out there on Lead with Confidence. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, kind of went with a different route on this episode just because I felt very compelled to do this. And if you are enjoying this, let me know. Share it with others, and please leave a review. I love seeing that stuff, and we'll see you next time on Lead with Confidence. That's your framework for the day. Go lead with it. I'm JP Warren. Lead with confidence.